Hi everybody and welcome once again to Josiah is Right. So I am just getting through all these toy unboxings so that I can get my shelves fully decorated. And I will have a lot more new content for you guys very soon. It'll be intermixed with these toy unboxings. So I'm recording this and then I'll record some of the more scripted, in-depth stuff. The kind of stuff I like to do here on YouTube. So keep an eye out, look out for that. I'm going to go through some Fantastic Four. I'm going to go through the first 20 issues, issue by issue, in series of videos. And then hopefully expand on that. You can find those soon. I'm going to go through some classic bad Marvel movies from the late 80s, early 90s. You can see those soon. All those things will be coming in the next weeks and months. So please keep an eye out. But for right now, we're going to open up some toys. We're going to open up some Super7, the Dark Despot Skeletor. And we're going to do both Skeletors today. Also, God Skeletor. So this is basically Skeletor, regular Skeletor, and the sort of Jack Kirby Skeletor from the end. We're going to open those up. And they will join the movie Dolph Lundgren He-Man. But let's take a look at this, Penny. I called her Penny. Oh, I'm a bad father. This is Primrose. This is the second one. Right? Which one are you? Yeah. That. Don't name your kids the same letter. I used to make fun of my dad for that. But we're all J's. Jason, Jacob, Joshua, Josiah. And he would never get the right one. I don't either. I'm sorry to my girls. And I sympathize with my dad a little bit more. So let's take a look at these action figures. So here you can see my two Skeletors. And the one thing I don't like in the packaging is how you kind of have to angle it up here to see their faces. The logo being so big and awesome, it blocks the faces, so I don't love that. But I open these up so it doesn't matter to me. But if you didn't, I can see that you'd maybe be upset. I personally just cut the bottom of these back. I ripped them apart before. I saw somebody else on YouTube cut them sort of more neatly at the bottom, so I decided to do that going forward. But that's the kind of the one downside, is the way the boxes sort of open up, or look on the shelf. You keep them not opened up, rather. I'm totally talking backwards here. But I think that they look amazing in the package, other than sort of hiding their faces, especially with the God Skeletor, because his head dressing is so high up that it's almost like another head tall, that you really can't see it in the box. And you can see here, just it's at a slight angle down, and it totally, you can just basically see his chin right there, and that's all you get to see from that angle. And here's Dark Despot Skeletor, freed from his plastic and cardboard shell. I think this figure is really great. It's my favorite, maybe even more than the He-Man. I think it's just awesome. I love the movie, particularly as a kid, and I always wanted this Skeletor with the big cloak and all that. And without it being cloth, you kind of get the sense of motion with this, just the way it looks and stuff, even though it's sort of a heavy rubbery kind of material. The accessories are great. The Cosmic Key, the sort of evil Cosmic Key. I don't know if there's a Gwildor out there that has the friendlier version, and his staff is just gnarly and rad, and the detail is just really good on there. It's kind of, when you see them side by side, you can see the bodies, it's just the same thing, but that's also kind of what makes it stand out when you see them next to each other, and how it's transformed from his costume into that God version of Skeletor. And I really never thought about it before this, but you can see the sword there with that sort of bat handle. It's really cool to see, and like I said, I'm just glad that there's a toy version of this. And again, the Cosmic Key, the evil version of the Cosmic Key. I have to look and see if you can kind of hook it on his belt or not. I haven't examined it thoroughly yet. Even on the shelf, the Cosmic Key is just sitting next to him right now. And there is all of God Skeletor's face and his staff. Again, it's just a really impressive figure. This one, it's less fun, especially when I watch the movie. I realize kind of now from a modern lens, it's very Jack Kirby in concept, but almost a little silly, because you can just see that it's hard to move with that. It's hard to move, but for the actor, I mean, in the performance, and they have to do like a battle sequence and stuff. And even though I know that their budget was slashed and the end sequence isn't what it was supposed to be, but that is kind of disappointing. But it looks great here, and it reminds me, like I said, very much of Jack Kirby. And I know that the director, he had definitely shady personal stuff I've learned since then has issues, but again, there's that detail close. But oh my gosh, that's so cool. But going back to the director, his issues aside, look it up, Gary Goddard is his name. He talked about, he wanted this to be Jack Kirby, and he wanted it to be like a tribute to Jack Kirby. And he wasn't allowed by the producers to have that on there at the end, like an actual thing on screen. But it very much is a Jack Kirby movie when you sort of think of it that way. And the tribute to Jack Kirby in the God Skeletor in particular can definitely be seen. And as an action figure, it's cool to have it next to some Kirby. And here they are side by side. A great looking pair for my He-Man to battle both versions. I definitely prefer the Dark Despot, but it's just me. They're not. It's really, like I said, just because it's scarier. The God one is cool, but a little bit silly in a way. As I kind of pan up here, you can see the He-Man on the shelf coming up here, and some of the other He-Man stuff hiding in the background. That ginormo He-Man, the 12-inch one, and then the Laughing Prince Adam and the Stridor. You can see this is really everything you see here is my entire collection for the classics. I don't have any more than this, and I really only got that's the Vicron, which is based on the He-Man prototype that Roger Sweet did, and then the what's his name, Blade from the Matty Collector some years ago. I got it on their like Thanksgiving or Black Friday sale. So this is all I have. I really love these figures, and I'm glad to have them in the collection. And as I'm recording this, it's after the fact. They're all up on the shelf, and they look really cool together. The Super 7 ones are definitely better than the Matty ones, particularly the Blade figure, because he's just kind of, his shoulders and everything seem kind of bulky, but these guys really stand out in particular, as does He-Man. He-Man and the Dark Despot Skeletor, two of my favorites of anything I have sort of in the modern toys, vintage stuff aside. Really great figures. I highly recommend if you can track it down and find it. I was lucky enough to pre-order mine, and here you can see the full glory of my shelves and my other Super 7 stuff. And maybe I'll get more in the future. We'll see. I really love that Baxter. Cannot recommend that one enough. So that was the Dark Despot Skeletor and the God Skeletor. They look great on the shelf. I do have the Karg as well. I'm not going to keep that one. I might later open it, but I'm not going to open it right now. That's not my favorite character from the movie, so I only have so much shelf space. So maybe in the future, though, we'll see. Thank you guys for watching. And like I said, keep a lookout for those other videos that are more in-depth and less just toy stuff. But toy stuff's fun too. Bye. Can you say bye? Give me a kiss. High five? Nothing. Nothing from this kid. Bye.